I hate to disappoint some of you, but this will not, despite what you might be thinking to yourself looking at the title, an anti-vegan video, unfortunately. Although, we could probably make a connection between what I'm about to say and veganism. It wouldn't be that difficult seeing as the future is vegan, right? And we all know, or some of us believe, we know what all of that entails, and that is definitely frequent trips to the loo. So, yeah, I had been gagged for a couple of weeks by Susan. So I'm back with the vengeance. I have a lot of things to say. We're going to get a little bit rambly in this one after I take a sip of my coffee. I just Googled toilet studying, and this was one of the top images that came up. Yeah. And then when you go to the webpage, this has been in the news for a little bit, I guess. Oh, damn it. I lost it. So it's been on my mind. Something along these lines, basically. So what we're talking about here is the smart grid, smart cities, smart toilets, the Internet of Things, when a world in which everything that you own, just about, yeah, even your underwear, is going to be connected to the internet, okay? And now there is a study, of all things, that purports that flushing the toilet might spread the coronavirus. I mean, do we even want to go there? How? But there it is. Another sip, please. Oh, and that previous video I did with the girl with the bionic legs, all of this is connected. Obviously, respiratory viruses cause you to lose your legs, guys. Obviously. Duh. Where have you been? Let's read from this article. It's no surprise that COVID-19 has been wreaking havoc on the entire globe. Okay, tangent. We're gonna go on a tangent. Perhaps a couple. Anybody who's still talking about the efficacy of various treatments or how deadly or not the virus is, talking about cases and all this other fucking nonsense, okay, is a shill or controlled opposition, depending on whether you're pro the narrative or against it, right? The mainstream narrative. But even people like, especially people like Kim Iverson, I'm sure some of you guys know who she is. I'm sure she's a very well-meaning person, but at the end of the day, she's a sheep, if not a shill. She's controlled opposition, and probably doesn't even know it. That's me giving her some credit, right? Because again, as with most everything out there, it's a false dialectic. Okay, if you still don't understand how bullshit the whole narrative is, right? And what this is really about ultimately. Maybe up until even a year ago, it was still okay for me anyway to talk about these stupid ass things. If you by now don't understand that this has nothing to do with how deadly a virus is, whether or not a virus exists, what kind of disease it causes, like the whole narrative. I mean, they say it's falling apart, right? And they keep talking about it. The narrative is falling. Their narrative is falling apart as they engage in the narrative. Fuck me, man. So none of this is really about what it seems to be about, at least on the surface, right? Obviously, this is about how your toilet will rule your fucking life unless you wake the fuck up. Anyway, flushing can cause the spread of the novel virus. Scientists have recently found, in addition to clearing out whatever businesses, in addition to taking a dump, flushing a toilet can create a cloud of aerosol droplets that rises nearly 3 feet. those those droplets may linger in the air long enough to be inhaled by a shared toilet's next user, or land on surfaces in the bathroom. Droplets can travel up to 3 feet from. if if the droplets could travel up, right? Then what's the point of these like face visors, for example, or these glass dividers you see various places, right? Can't the virus go around that? Right? Again, once again, I engaged just for a split second in the dumb fucking narrative just to show you how. Well, I don't even need to show you this. You know it's nonsense, right? Shutting the lid would avoid this. COVID-19 can transfer via virus-laden feces. What? I mean, let's not go there, right? This toilet plume isn't only disgusting in simulations. Simulations, right? just like the images, right? Shocking narrative. It can carry infectious coronavirus particles that are already present in the surrounding air or recently shed in a person's stool. The research, published Tuesday in the Journal of Physics of Fluids. Physics of Fluids adds to growing evidence that the coronavirus may be passed not only through respiratory droplets, but also through virus-laden feces. But also through virus-laden feces. Also. Coronavirus is spread through airborne droplets from coughs and sneezes, or objects that are contaminated with them. People who are infected can also have traces of the virus in their feces. So you mean to tell me it took us 100 years to have another crisis similar to the one we had about 100 years ago, with these things that are out there that could transfer through every bodily fluid? And again, narrative, right? This is how fucking dumb the whole narrative is. So, long story short, we're not going to read this dumb fucking article. Brandon Scenario probably has no fucking clue what he's doing other than monetizing his shit website. Now they're training us how to poop, basically, right? Anyway, long story short, the loo, right, and CV have been in the news lately. All of that in an attempt to push these smart toilets that will basically, because the tests are invasive and they cost a lot of money, and there's not that good. They won't tell you that, right? But now every time you go to the loo, every time you go take a dump or whatever, your toilet is going to be, well, eventually, right? That's the goal. You don't have to comply, right? You don't have to accept this. You want to be a slave? Well, that's your choice, right? And I think you have the right to be a slave, so long as other people don't have to be slaves, and we don't. Okay, you just kind of gonna have to, do things on your own. It is what it is. Anyway, you know, say goodbye to Walmart, maybe. Things of that nature. Movie theaters. Oh no, 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 please, please let me go ingest your fucking propaganda. How dare you not allow me to get brainwashed by your bullshit. Another sip of my coffee before we wrap up this ramble-y ass video. Smart toilets, right? Your toilet, right, will basically determine whether or not you could leave the house today, and you'll be happy. And this is the part about happytalism and people being happy. It's even some of the people who are talking about this, they're missing one vital component here, right? Because this whole idea of, you not owning anything and being happy, like no one's cool with that, right? Right now. Like who's okay with nobody, right? But you will be happy. So what's going to have to happen, right? Obviously, a very, 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 very heavy dose of vitamin TV every day, thrice daily, or the equivalent thereof, be it whatever the hell, handheld device. Obviously that, but I think it's going to take a lot more than that. Because ultimately, people, I guess, if you could call them that, well, right now, us, right? Natural human beings, at least to some degree, we can't accept that. I don't think you could just brainwash people enough, everybody, enough to accept this nonsense, right? It's just such a weird idea that we just revolt against viscerally, right? So, what's going to have to happen for you to truly be happy with the way they design this future world to be, right? Where your toilet will rule your life. You're gonna share an apartment, with I don't know, some visiting businessmen. You're gonna go out to lunch and they're gonna come into your place to have a business meeting, right? Use the same toilet. Your car is gonna drive you places, depending on how much social credit you have. It's going to determine which destinations you can access, right? So on and so forth. Every single one of your thoughts is going to be recorded and beamed up to Elon Musk's supercomputer and all that shit, right? The chip in your hand is going to monitor all your bodily functions. They're gonna know your heartbeat per minute every second of the day, right? They're gonna know your stress levels, vitamin B12, all that. They're gonna know every single little thing about every single little thing about you, your body, your mind, and all. This is the important part, right? And all the technology that's going to be implanted in your body, right? All these technologies, they're gonna communicate with the Internet of Things, the Skynet, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? Um, the Internet of Things is, we are gonna become things too, basically, and we're all gonna be connected. Well, I'm not, you know. I'd rather fucking die than have anything like that happen to me or mine. But yeah, in order for people to accept this, we're going to have to some degree, no longer be people, right? Because people would never accept this. Even even all the normies, all the brainwashed fools, when you tell them you will own nothing and you'll be happy, right? They're not gonna accept this either, right? People will never accept this, which is why you have to turn them into something else, transhumans, right? And what that's going to entail is a certain amount of technology literally in your body, okay? Connected to your nervous system, your brain, whatever, right? Essentially puppeteering you, at least to a certain degree, right? You're going to have to give up your natural autonomy, right? Your soul. You're going to have to become transhuman or human 2.0 or no longer human or post human, as someone also cutely stated, right? So this people still talking about this like it's some kind of a health crisis or not a health crisis, framing this in terms of health, right? The thing that to this day just gets me so much, and I just I literally or in my head facepalm every single goddamn time somebody, whether in real life or online, tells me this, right? They think they're so keyed into what's happening and so woke when they say, "Oh, it's." This is what some people believe. They believe that pharmaceutical companies, like this is just all of this, everything is happening just so that because it makes money for the pharmaceutical companies, right? Oh, it's all about making money. When any fucking idiot will tell you that, well, maybe you have to be a little bit more than an idiot, that these vaccines don't make that much money, if any at all, right? This shit is funded by, well, philanthropists, special interest groups, whatever. Like the whole vaccine push, like so much money has been put into that, right? And then, from what I understand, some governments have to pay some money for this shit, right? Yeah, okay. But vaccines are, most places in the world, they're fucking free, right? It's the testing that costs money and other things of that nature. So it's not for anyone to think that they figured it out, that it's some kind of conspiracy by the pharmaceutical companies who have all this power to be able to shut the globe down, right? Just so they can make more money on vaccines, where it's dubious that they're even making much money on this shit, given how much money they've invested into this nonsense, right? To think that it's about that, and to think that you have it figured out, I mean, it's just, it's so fucking sad. It's so fucking sad. It has nothing to do with health. This has everything to do with the broader agenda, and it's transhumanism, right? It's creating smart cities, smart toilets, smart everything, right? Everything around us is just going to get smarter and smarter and smarter, except us. And again, because people will never accept this, right? You will own nothing and you'll be happy. No, people, by and large, will never accept this. But they're correct in saying that you will own nothing and you will be happy, provided, we let this happen. But again, what that's going to entail is turning the human into, well, like Rob Zombie said, right? Rob fucking Zombie. Something more human than human. And then, yeah. Yeah, then you will accept this, and you will be happy. Except, in my opinion, that will no longer be you. And that's really the goal. So, this is what we have to look forward to. Your fucking toilet, right? Your smart toilet. Your fucking toilet. This is how they mock us. Is going to rule your fucking life. Because you're going to be on it, shitting your fucking guts out all the goddamn time with the type of food that they want to feed all of us, right? So you're going to be giving samples 30 fucking times a day. Good luck passing that test and getting a pass to go outside on that day. Good luck. Your fucking toilet is going to rule your life. Because we're just so much moral than ever before, right? And we're so much smarter than ever before, and we're just so much more advanced and better and blah 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 because science. Anyway, told you I was gonna ramble. It is what it is. Thanks for watching.